MX3.VIP. Here we are again, Jason, on Money, Motivation, and Mike. And MX3. And here's the next three letters, Jason. NFL. The NFL has done it again.
It's not been a good week for them.
This is the most scrutiny I have ever heard about the NFL. Now, I want to explain something to you. I know we're a week removed from the Super Bowl. You have not heard, all right, that's an exaggeration to say one thing. 99% of the conversations about the Super Bowl 60, the year of the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, actually birthday, has been about the halftime show of Super Bowl 60, not the Super Bowl in itself. It's incredible. Absolutely insane and incredible. Now, there was an old ball coach back in the 80s named Jerry Glanville. And an official had made a bad call. And the official came to the sidelines, and Jerry Glanville said, "Do you know what NFL stands for?" And he goes, "It stands for not for long when you make calls like that." And that's what I'm telling the NFL right now. Not for long when you continue to do halftime shows like that. All right. Jason, have you ever heard of the term King of Latin Trap?
I have not.
Me either. Jason, have you ever heard the name Benito Antonio Martinez Oscaso?
Not before you just spoke it.
Well, have you ever heard of the name Bad Bunny?
That I have heard.
All three of those are one and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad Bunny. You know what I say about Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny equals bad business.
But I don't blame him. You give a person a platform, and in this case now going on 2 years, I don't know what you think about Usher, and frankly, I don't even remember the show. But you remember, a year ago, I'm having this same rant about Kendrick Lamar. Wasn't that his name?
Yep.
And that nonsense. And now we are on to Bad Bunny. And it is got the wavelengths going. Now remember this, Jason. This young generation does not embrace professional sports like the 35-year-old plus, especially white male. All right? Now, Bad Bunny, Latino, has came out. They are trying to attract the Latino audience. Obviously, they're also trying to attract the gay audience based on one of the acts in this particular show. Now, I'm going to go try to attract that audience. And they look at their marketing, and by doing this, we can get that. Do they ever look at this and determine what that's going to cost us? You think they do?
One would think they should.
35 to 75-year-old white male is still the dominant audience in the NFL. And they're going after, right now, the Latino market. Puerto Rican. Okay? Let's take the NHL. Have you ever seen anything commercial-wise where the NHL would go after the African-American community for their audience?
I wouldn't think so.
The answer is no.
Yeah.
They have a minuscule of black athletes in the NHL, and they know where their niche is.
Yeah, there's little to no audience there.
Yes, they would love to have the African-American audience.
Yeah.
But the African American audience is probably not going to watch the National Hockey League. As a matter of fact, you know how we get on to, have to have a minority interviewed before a head coaching job in the NFL can be put out there. I'm real surprised that they have not went more into the area of the NHL and their lack of the black athlete in the NHL. But nevertheless, did you watch the halftime show, Jason?
Afterwards, I seen pieces of it, mostly through clips from
that's
other
what
people.
That's what I've done too.
Yeah, I didn't have the desire to actually want to go back and watch that full thing.
Well, frankly, at 9-0, 3 field goals in the first half, the Super Bowl was over. The New England Patriots were not going to beat the Seattle Seahawks.
No.
Not on this day. And frankly, I didn't even know if they were going to cross midfield. They crossed midfield one time in the first half, and I didn't know they'd cross it in the second half. Now, obviously, they did, scored a few points. But nevertheless, it was not the NFL's best day, and everybody, that's a false word too. A lot of people are coming out against what went on from 6:15 till 10:15, let's just say, Eastern Standard Time, Sunday evening. Now, just to be fair, let's go back through this. Okay. The Puerto Rican Superstars performance averaged 128.2 million viewers, Jason. All right. That's the 4th most watched halftime show ever. Now, how many are tuning in to watch Bad Bunny? How many are tuning in to watch the halftime show? More people watch the halftime show than they do the Super Bowl.
Typically is the case.
Do you know that?
Yeah, people will tune in just to watch the halftime show when they ever even watch any of the game.
So game's going to start at this time. Hour and a half later, I'm going to tune in so I can watch halftime. And then now you can go out here and get a clip and you can watch all the commercials in 10 minutes, the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
So nevertheless, Bad Bunny comes in at 4th most ever. Had you seen that stat?
Yeah, I'd seen the ratings that they had posted. Now, I don't think they're true. What was the peak they had there? 134 million?
Well, 128.2 was the viewers. All right?
Yeah.
I believe that. I do. I believe
I believe the Super Bowl was that high, but I think it dropped off more than that at halftime.
Well, they got it at the right moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't watch it either. Like I say. Now, get this. The most watched halftime show was last year. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
133.5 million. So they have had the 1st and the 4th, the NFL, the last 2 years. All right. And frankly, Usher in 2024 had 129.3 million. So 3 of the top 4 ever have been in the last 3 years. I couldn't tell you one song any of the 3 of them sang. Now, this year, it was all in Spanish. That was a major, major insult to the United States of America. To me.
Yeah.
Football is an American sport. Football was originated in the United States of America. It's not like rugby. It's not like hockey. It's not like soccer. It is a born-bred sport. And college football, as we've talked about before on this show, has been that way. Now, if you're wondering, the second most watched show ever, Michael Jackson. 1993, 133.4 million. It's not even ironic that the Dallas Cowboys played in that game. Some of us are still living in the past, Jason.
That's the only place we can live.
Because
that's in glory.
There is no future, Jerry.
Yes.
Okay. 3 of your top 4 shows in the last 3 years. That says volumes. All right. Now, after the show, now there is one quote that was made by Bad Bunny that I agree with. Quote, Only thing more powerful than hate is love. I'm in on that. He's had 179 million views on Instagram. The social media stuff, and I know it grows every day, and you can't compare that to what happened in 1989 because there wasn't any. And for that matter, you can't really compare apples to apples because of the way the world has changed. And maybe I am totally off base on how the world's changed and the NFL wanting to become a worldly item, and they're marketing to all these other people, but they are forgetting their roots and their foundation and their stability of what drives their sport. And that is still the conservative money that drives the National Football League.
Are you familiar with the turning points?
Yes, I am. I'm familiar with old Kid Rock.
Yeah,
and I know that I didn't even know it existed.
Oh, you didn't?
I knew Turning Point did. I didn't know Turning Point had a halftime show.
Right.
Because we've talked about Charlie Kirk on this show.
Yes.
Yes, I believe he formed it, correct? Now his wife runs it.
That's correct.
Yes. Okay, so I knew that.
Yeah.
And I knew that he and Brantley Gilbert, is that one of them?
Yep.
And a couple others, they did an offset show.
Yes.
And I didn't even know it was on until Monday after the Super Bowl. And I think, so in other words, they didn't do a very good job for me to reporting it. If it was out there, I didn't see it.
It came about just about the week before, I believe.
Okay.
But they actually set the record, for the USA, they have set the record for the most live stream audience, the biggest live stream audience on YouTube, which was 6.1 million.
All right, because it was a live stream deal because there was no national TV.
And it was on multiple platforms.
Straight here on our YouTube stuff.
Right, and they believe the numbers were still coming in, but it's 20 to 25 million viewers.
Okay, so then we get to his TikTok, 100 million views. Bad Bunny listing the countries of the Americas. 168 million views on his Instagram. And hey, I'm not going to discredit the fact that he put on a performance that obviously people wanted to watch. I just say to you, National Football League, and the headquarters in New York City, the backlash is just starting on what's going to happen. Fortunately for the NFL, after they do these ridiculous halftime shows, the viewing audience has 9 months to forget what happened last year before the next season starts. And by that time, hockey's over with, basketball's over with, baseball's lagging through the summer, and people are ready for football. So the NFL, fortunately for them, they have their timeline set up correctly. But nevertheless, it is not what your base wants to go and watch at halftime now 3 years in a row.
Have you seen some of the footage from the actual game itself during halftime?
No.
Of the audience?
No.
Just standing there.
Oh, really?
Not into the game at all. It's people taking the camera, looking around attendance there, and you've got people just standing there, and you got like 2 or 3 people maybe actually moving their hips to it.
Okay.
Majority of them just standing there.
All right, so I don't know if you remember this, Jason. What were you, probably 12, 13 years old in 1993, 12? And during the Super Bowl 27 with the Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
He had the whole audience. He had the stadium involved. And they were singing with him.
Yep. Save the world and all that. Yeah,
we are the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they had the signs up, everything.
Yep.
They were major participants. And frankly, on the viewing side of AT&T Stadium at the Cowboys game, when they launched the Salvation Army deal, they have the audience involved in that too. Mm-hmm. So there is. And of course, that's why Michael Jackson being Michael Jackson. And I know we can't put a Michael Jackson, let's say an Elvis Presley out there every year. But, I think we mentioned Justin Timberlake's been on there 3 times. And I could deal with some JT.
Yeah.
My daughter was in the dance scene whenever he was coming up through the ranks, when it was still the what was the group he was in?
NSYNC or something?
NSYNC.
Yeah.
NSYNC.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my favorite band.
Hey.
But if you notice, since 2020, it's pretty much been hip hop.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The company is Rock Nation, which is who the NFL has hired to handle the halftime show.
Well, there you go again.
And it's Dr.
Dre.
No. Jay-Z.
Jay-Z?
Yes.
Jay-Z's in charge of this?
Yes.
I can't believe Jay-Z would even let this happen. Man. Okay. Prince, 2007. Great show. Did a little Purple Rain. Everybody can relate to it, can they not?
Everybody knows that song.
All right. I'd even go Beyonce, excuse me. I always call her Beyonce. U2. I'm okay with U2, but that was in 2002.
Yeah.
U2's borderline, where an Aerosmith is not. All right. Katy Perry, give or take, 2015. Lady Gaga, I'm all right with Lady.
Yeah.
17. And did you know that Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Eminem did it in 2022?
I do remember it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar made a cameo appearance in that one.
Okay.
And I don't remember that.
There was a lot of faces in that one.
And Shakira and J-Lo were popular in 2020.
Yeah.
And then somehow we get to, all right, here we go. 2023 was Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this now 3 years. Was Usher well received? I don't remember.
Better than Bad Bunny.
Well, my gosh. You could put Bugs Bunny out there and be better than Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
I would prefer just see Bugs Bunny reruns from the 1970s.
I was fine with Usher.
Usher was okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take your word for it. But no, yes, I did see the movement and the Kid Rock deal, and Trump's came out bashing the most disgusting halftime show in the history of civilization, and I'm exaggerating, but that's what he also said. Now, are you aware of the moment, and maybe you need to get this, Jason, and put it up on our website, aware of the moment that was viewed as a gay moment during this?
Oh, yes.
During this scene?
The dry humping.
With 2 guys on each other?
Yep.
Inside the little pick-em-up truck?
Yes.
Hey, and in the very background of this, it says Levi's Stadium. Because, Levi's Jeans is the sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers Stadium.
Okay.
There isn't anything farther from this type of performance than Levi's and Wranglers.
So I'm not sure if you're aware, but I believe this is still being looked into by the FCC. But
it is.
So I believe that a lot of the Spanish that was used there, and I don't even know if it was Spanish. I don't speak any Spanish, but there were a lot of people who said they spoke Spanish, but a lot of the words they didn't even know themselves. But apparently, a lot of these words wouldn't pass the bar with the FCC.
Yeah, and I know the FCC's investigating. Now, once again, fairness, I have heard that they kind of scrubbed some of there's a lot of sexual and explicit words in Bad Bunny's music. Yeah. And I understand that
every other word. There's a lot of scrubbing.
Yeah, the whole lot of scrubbing going on.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So with the gay moment, Drinks for Gays says, he really said, this one's for you. Didn't Budweiser say that?
I think it was Budweiser, wasn't it?
Okay. Well, you remember
this Bud's for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You remember back in 2023, Bud came out with I believe it was a lesbian moment on their commercial.
Yeah.
And Budweiser's sales tanked overnight. Now, go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking is that no matter if it's gay, lesbian, straight, doesn't really matter. I don't want to be viewing sexual content during the Super Bowl halftime when I'm sitting there watching the game with my kids.
Trump apologized to the millions of women and children around the country for the disgust that they had to watch during the halftime show of Super Bowl 60.
Yeah.
That made it better.
Well, I turned into the Turning USA one and watched it, so I didn't see it live, but.
Okay. Now, whether you're for or against, approve, disapprove of the gay community, the LGBTQ, they were involved as well. And one of the performers, quote, seeing how the LGBTQ community embraced and celebrated the moment is an honor. It reinforces how powerful representation, visibility, and authenticity can be, even through dance. That was what was said. All right. Now, whether you're with them, against them, whatever, how big of an audience do you think the gay community makes up of the National Football League?
Less than 1%.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So you come out and make this and you're happy and honored that they appreciate it. What about coming out and saying how happy and honored you are that this side disapproved because of the antics that went on? You're only after what you believe and what you think. You may not be after what the masses are. All right. Now, are you're sometimes you just lose words for describing what is being said here.
Well, it just doesn't make any sense.
It makes zero sense. Now, are you aware of the fact that Bad Bunny has not been performing in the United States?
Yes.
Because he's concerned about ICE.
Right.
So is he not just telling you right there that there are illegals showing up to my show?
Well, that's what he's suggesting.
Okay, because
if you're concerned ICE is going to be picking up people, then you obviously believe that you have illegals coming to your concert.
I would, yes. And I'm not saying there's not drug dealers and sex offenders going to another concert.
Yeah.
But you are not performing because you're concerned for your audience. And the reason you're concerned for your audience is because they are illegals. You're concerned because they're breaking the law and they're still following you. Now, he's going back on tour. And I've got his schedule right here from May 22nd through July 22nd. Guess how many American stops he has on there?
0, I hope.
0 is correct. Yeah. Spain, Portugal, Spain, Germany, Netherlands, UK, France, Sweden, Poland, Italy, and Belgium. He's going to get as far away from the United States of America as he can.
For some reason, he deleted his Instagram accounts.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, right after the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I guess he's getting a lot of hate. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Okay. Listen at this. This is Bruno Mars. And this is his quote. This right here, and they're explicit, and they're out here doing this and dropping F-bombs and all this other stuff. Quote, no different than white people wearing KKK attire.
You know how many times I've seen that in my lifetime?
That was the question I was fixing to ask you.
I've seen it 0 times, so I don't understand. Like, where's this coming from?
I'm 57 years old. You know how many times I've seen it in my life?
0 times. I'm
0
assuming.
times.
Yeah.
Now I've seen a picture from the 1960s on TV.
Who hasn't?
With them running around in capes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've also seen stuff on slavery. That doesn't mean it's happening today.
Right.
But this is no different. You might as well say this is no different than shooting Abraham Lincoln back in the 1800s. This is no different than treating human beings as slaves in the 1500s.
Yeah.
Good grief, man.
And this is not to say that this stuff does not exist, but it's not to the point where it's relevant in everyday life for really anybody.
Hey, racism, not going to be naive and say it doesn't go on.
Yeah.
But you're sitting here talking about the KKK.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it happens. But it's so low on the totem pole, nobody's paying attention.
Yeah. It doesn't define this country.
That there is not there's nobody on this show. And I'm going to say there's nobody on 99.999% of the shows on YouTube that would have any interest in KKK. But we got to come up with something to discredit and give credibility to what we're out here doing and the foolishness and hogwash that goes away. But once again, Bad Bunny took what he was given and ran with it. Everybody else is entitled to say what they want, whether you like it or whether you don't. The NFL don't care as long as their pockets continue to get filled. And that's what's disgusting about the whole thing. Forget the halftime show. Forget whoever said what. The disgust is with the National Football League and the crap that they continue to let go on. And it all started, Jason, with Colin Kaepernick going to a knee 10 years ago.
I do recall that.
You don't stand for the national anthem. And like I say, some of the things that he supported, I agree with. You find somewhere else to go and support your cause. You don't do it when the red, white, and blue flag is waving in the air. And if you do, you're not one of us. This has been Money, Motivation, and Mike. And as always, contact me, info@mx3.vip. Find all of our content on mx3.vip or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@mx3 Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of all of our new content, which comes out every Monday and Thursday. And go down into the comments section and give us your comments and on exactly everything that we talked about here today. So until next time, continue to live your life the right way.